Boulder has a new sheriff in town, this time featuring the return of
Prime time for Dion Smile. His prime time, he's back.
Not to compete, but to win. Not to show up, but to show out. Not to be among the rest, but to be the absolute best. We're coming to work. We're not coming to play. We're coming to kill, not to kick it. Do you understand it? Do you feel that? Do you understand the intensity, the excitement, the adrenaline, the rush that I got right now, that I can't wait till this thing kicks off because we are coming. Boulder, Colorado, you have no idea what you blessed me with, the opportunity that you've given me, and I feel like I owe you.
Touchdown! Caught by Westbrook for a touchdown! Incredible! There is no time remaining.
Running the option on first down. Hagan has it. He has room. He's got one man to beat. Now he pitches to Flanagan, and he may take it all the way. Flanagan's in for the touchdown.
Looking right, scans, throws it right corner of the end zone. Montana's out there. He got a shove, and he goes out of bounds.
Touchdown. He just signaled touchdown.
There you go.
Holy cow! What a play! Touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado!
This is Colorado Football on the Prime and Gold Podcast, your place for up-to-date info on all things CU football. We're about to let the world know something that's no longer a secret. Coach Prime, what are we doing?
Baby, we're coming.
Here's CWS.
Welcome to Prime and Gold, everybody. I'm Chandler with Sports. Colorado traveled to Oregon to take on the Ducks and try to knock them off their pond at Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon. A 3:30 p.m. Eastern kick on ABC that surely had to have been seen by at least 9 million people, considering that was what their last game was seen against CSU. Coach Prime and Oregon coach Dan Lanning exchanged kind words before the game began throughout their weekly press conferences, or press engagements, I should say. So you're not expecting Big Dan Lanning to come out and have a pregame speech that might ruffle some feathers back in Boulder.
Right? Every moment, the Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference. Right? There's a difference. Right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood, it's going to be played on the grass.
I don't know who wouldn't be fired up after that pregame speech. And Oregon came out firing on all cylinders. They started the game with a 3-yard run from Noah Whittington after a 10-play, 72-yard drive that went just over 4.5 minutes. They lead 7-0. CU turns the ball over, gives the ball back, and in 6 minutes they went down and threw a touchdown pass from Bo Nix to Casey Kelly for a single yard. Makes it 13-0. The Ducks come out in a swinging gate formation that has gotten them a lot of two-point conversions, and they failed on this two-point conversion attempt. In the second quarter, they went 13 plays, 89 yards in 5 minutes and 41 seconds, and they scored a two-point conversion with another pass from Nix to Franklin. 21-0 early in the second quarter. If you're getting the theme here, yes, this is a blowout. It's 21-0 with 9.5 to play in the second quarter. And Colorado's offense is not doing well. That's kind of why we haven't mentioned it. Troy Franklin got a 36-yard pass from Bo Nix in 5 plays and 82 yards in 2 minutes and 10 seconds with 2:52 to go in the second quarter to put the Ducks up 28-0. Then Bo Nix ran it in just before half after a 6-play, 70-yard drive in a minute 16. The Ducks lead 35-0 at half. Colorado had 19 yards of total offense, and they were in, negative 30 rushing yards in the first half. In the second half, Oregon went up 42-0 with a Jordan James 1-yard run after an 8-play, 76-yard drive in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Colorado went 3-and-out on their first drive in the second half. They've deferred in all 4 games this season. Now, in the fourth quarter, the Buffs were still being shut out. They wanted to make sure that they did not put up a goose egg in their first conference road game, in the first conference game in the Prime era. Mikey Harrison scored from 6 yards out to give Colorado 6 points. Mata's PAT was blocked. Just kind of the story of the day. 42-6 would end up being the final from Autzen. Oregon had 522 yards of total offense. Bo Nix showed why he is also a Heisman candidate. 28-33, 276 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Colorado did not have a turnover in this game for the first time all season. They actually led in the turnover margin in a game they lost by 36. So if there's something to improve upon, it's offense and special teams. If there's something to be proud about, it's the defense when it comes to takeaways. The defense as a whole needs to figure out how to actually stop every facet of the opponent's offense. They'll get there. Just give it time. Bucky Irving, the high-powered, big running back for Oregon, had 10 carries for 89 yards. He is a tank. He reminds me of a Najee Harris, Bijan Robinson type of running back, just a little bit smaller than Bijan. In terms of receiving yards, Troy Franklin had 8 receptions for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Ducks. For the Buffs, Shedeur Sanders came to life a little bit in the second half, finished 23 of 33, 159 yards and 1 touchdown. It's his fewest passing yards as a quarterback since he was at Jackson State when he threw for 86 yards against Prairie View A&M in 2021. Anthony Hankerson had 5 carries for 31 yards as the Buffs look to get the running game going soon. They play USC this week. We'll get to that in just a moment. They are averaging 1.9 yards per carry. It is the second fewest per carry ahead of Sam Houston State, who are averaging 1.6 yards per carry. In terms of receiving yards, Xavier Weaver led the Buffs again, 9 receptions, 75 yards. They had 199 yards on offense as a team. The Buffs did 13 first downs compared to 30 for Oregon. Oregon led the time of possession by nearly 10 minutes. Oregon will travel to Stanford this week to play on the Pac-12 network. They will look to improve to 5-0. As for Colorado, they take on USC in an early kickoff for a Pac-12 game. Big noon kickoff will be in Boulder for the 3rd time this season as the Buffs take on the Trojans, the 8th-ranked Trojans. That game is at noon Eastern, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. You can catch that on 850 KOA locally in the Denver area, or you can catch it on the main Fox network. It's a shorter pod this week. The Buffs didn't have a lot of things to talk about when it came to really any facet of their game. However, there are signs of improvement. There will be signs of improvement. And this team, they could shock the world and beat USC for all we know. You never know. It's college football. So that covers week 4 from Autzen Stadium for Prime and Gold. I'm Chandler with Sports. Join us next week for week 5's recap of USC versus Colorado from Folsom Field in Boulder.
This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a neutral perspective and news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, the Sport Report logos, or anything associated with the company without the express written consent of Chandler with Sports is strictly prohibited.